Hello and welcome back to Everything Tumbler Tutorials. My name is Rebecca Escott and I'm so excited to show you guys the gel pens. So I've already prepped two and I've attached them to stainless steel straws, which is going to be the attachment to the turner. So I'm going to do 4 different colors today on all 4 pens. One being blush, UV white to blue, UV pink to purple, as well as UV pink to yellow. I'm going to paint 2 of my pens, a flat white from Rust-Oleum, as well as a candy pink from Rust-Oleum. I want to first start off by showing you how we're going to take the pens apart. They're very simple. Screwing off the tip, pulling out the insides, tapping out whatever bits remain. I put them in a plastic cup and set them off to the side. For the clip, I literally just twist it off. And as you can see, there's a sharp edge there, so I just use my X-Acto knife and just very carefully, away from my body, skim that off. The more you do, the easier this actually gets. I'm going to show you how I attach the stainless steel straws to the base of my pens. As you can see here, it just slips and slides. We don't want that. So I'm going to take a little bit of tape and tape off the tip of the straw. The blessing about using these stainless steel straws is I'm going to clean them up with acetone and soap and water, just like I would a tumbler if I needed to strip it. The tape is going to allow us to have a nice, tight, secure fit so we don't slip and slide when we go to sand and or epoxy. I don't normally sand my tumblers, but because this is a rubber-based pen, I think it's ideal. So once you have all of your based pens roughed up, we're ready to paint. So I'm just going to use a 12-ounce kid size stainless steel tumbler only to hold my pens while I paint, glitter, and seal. Now, because these are all black bases, you're going to see that I have to do it 3 times per pen. So allowing dry time in between, I applied the first coat using a wet-based paint, and then I allowed that to dry for about 20 to 30 minutes, and I went back per pen and sealed it with a clear seal and reapplied the glitter. I needed to have full solid coverage on each pen. So now that I'm ready with all of my glitter coats, I'm going to go ahead and use Glitter Craze Quick Set for my first coat of epoxy. Not to worry, I do fast forward this motion. Once I have all of my pens epoxied, I do show you how I've attached them using painter's tape and my foam insert to attach to my turner. Now I'm going to allow this to dry for at least 2 to 3 hours before moving on to the next step. As you can see, I've already sanded this one, and I'm going to show you how, using a 100 grit block from Amazon, how I'm going to sand this one. Now, because I'm going to use vinyl and water slides, I'm actually going to sand this, and I'm going to seal it with a semi-gloss from Rust-Oleum before applying my water slides. As you can see, this is the first one I did off camera, and if you can see behind you, there are 3 waiting in the wings where I've already placed the vinyl. This step, I'm going to show you how we're going to apply the water slides. So this one had a glitter base, and I painted the top and the bottom white so that my water slide would show up perfectly. I simply attach this back to the foam insert using painter's tape on the turner to apply the water slide. This makes this so much easier. Applying water slides to the pen was much easier than I initially anticipated. I basically allowed the water slide to fall where it may, and it was absolutely perfect. I did not use a coffee filter or a paper towel. I used nothing but my finger to just touch up the rims and the edges, and that's all that was necessary for this. On all of these pens, I allowed them to dry for almost 2 hours before moving on to the epoxy step, because I really wanted to make sure they were fully dry. I place it back onto the foam turner so that you can see the other half. I show the water slide application on all 4 pens. As I'm turning the pen with my right hand, I'm actually pulling the backing with my left. I think the hardest part about these water slides on the pens were the size. So I think the size circumference of the pen is about 2 3/4 roughly. So I kind of went a little bit under that, and it was a perfect fit. I'm literally obsessed with the pens. I wasn't such a fan until I started putting water slides on them, and now I'm absolutely in love, and I actually want to make more. My next goal is to do a full sheet water slide on a pen. Once you have allowed these to completely dry, then you're ready for your final coat of epoxy. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in on this tutorial. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe for new tutorials always coming soon. Also, stay tuned for the end for the photo montage. If you have any questions regarding this tutorial or any other tutorials that I have done, please don't hesitate to ask me down below, and I get to every single one of them as soon as I can. So you want to allow these to turn completely. Make sure they're completely dry before trying to reassemble. Once they're fully dry, take your 100 grit sander. Go ahead and rough up the bottom end just a smidge, blowing out all the dust if need be. And then taking the X-Acto knife and cleaning up right around that bottom rim. None of these were terrible, so it did not take me long at all to reassemble. Putting the parts back together is super easy.